What's going on, guys? Let me mute Mr. Elliot over there, or unmute. But yeah, I'm here with Elliot from Battlefront Updates, probably the guy who's most responsible for me streaming. So if you like my streams, you have him to thank. But thank you so much for doing this, man. It's really good. You're the first guest I've ever had on a live stream in this kind of format, so I really appreciate you being here, man.
Yeah, thank you very much for inviting me. It's the first time I'm a guest like this as well, so
oh, nice.
It's gonna be fun.
We might have to make this a regular thing, maybe turn it into an audio podcast if it goes well.
Yeah, but, I was actually talking about that the other day, about getting some people together for some type of podcast.
That'd be awesome. That would be awesome. But so, I don't know if everybody watching the stream is familiar with you, but if you want to kind of explain what you do on YouTube, just, you know, tell everybody where to find you and what you do.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so I run the YouTube channel, Battlefront Updates. Name kind of speaks for itself, but I make news videos about Star Wars Battlefront and pretty much all Star Wars games. But that's the only game that's active right now. And yeah, live streaming a lot, like Hello Guido said. And yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, man. Oh, somebody said your mic is a little too loud. All right, I just turned it down, so hopefully, yeah, I'm working out the kinks and everything here, but But yeah, Elliot here is a fellow clickbait assassin. He is, without a doubt, and I'm going to blow smoke up your ass, but he is, without a doubt, probably the most knowledgeable Battlefront guy out there. Certainly one of the more reputable. Doesn't fall in the trap of just... I don't even know what the correct word would be, but clickbait. Clickbait is kind of an all-encompassing word. I don't even know what else to call it.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's the best word. I mean, the clickbait has kind of, I guess, a scale from where you just make things look a bit more interesting to where you straight out lie. So
right. What's the most egregious one you've seen lately?
Oh shit! I don't want. How do I put things without like trying
to be diplomatic?
Individual. Yeah. But I mean, lately, there has been incidents last few months where people basically say this hero is now confirmed, officially confirmed for Battlefront 2, but it's not.
Where do those come from?
Oh man, this is getting tricky without the. I think people who watch probably knows.
Oh, I mean, like, where do those people kind of come up with these ideas? Is it a deeper rooted? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I know for instance some people. I mean, they see that it works in pretty much most gaming communities, and you can grow from nothing to a big channel very quickly by doing that. And the problem is that like most people, younger people especially, won't really care. They're like, oh, you're cool. And then they come onto our channel and said, oh, did you hear that this hero is coming? I'm like, no, it's not coming. I don't know where you heard that. And then you start searching, like, oh, okay, that's where you saw it.
Right. And what's a bummer is that there's no repercussions. And like you said, they just continuously watch a lot of these channels, and maybe 10% of what they say actually comes true, if that. I don't know. It's very strange. But I appreciate what you do over there, man. And
thank you.
The people should too. But yeah. So, oh, you said you just got done playing some Counter-Strike?
Yeah, I actually did. Yes.
Nice. I need to get back into that. But I have a list of just 10 random ass questions, not Battlefront related. So I'm just gonna hop in and out of those as we shoot the shit. But all right, what is your all-time favorite trip or vacation you've ever been on?
Oof, that is a.
Because I want to get to know Elliot. Yeah, not just Battlefront.
Yeah, like I would say it's. I would, if I can pick two, I'd probably say, like, as for a vacation trip, I'd probably say Japan last year, just because I've been wanting to go there for pretty much my whole life. So it was a really cool experience, and the culture is very different there, and I love the food and like the temples and everything like that. So I thought it was a fantastic trip, and I gotta try a lot of these things that, you know, Kobe beef and things like that. So that was great. And in terms of like other trips, I would probably say Star Wars Celebration last year. I just thought that was a fantastic overall trip, because, you know, all the other Star Wars YouTubers. Unfortunately, I missed you there.
Yeah, I missed a lot of people. I'm kind of an elusive dude, I suppose. But
yeah, no, but that was like. Everything was just good with it. Obviously, there was a reveals and such, which we get at EA Play as well. But the main difference was that the actual event, like, I actually enjoy just going around to all the booths, looking at all the panels. Whereas if I go to whatever, like E3 or Gamescom, it's usually just the Star Wars stuff I'm interested in, and the rest is kind of mad to me. So Star Wars Celebration was just, the entire thing was great. And
yeah, I saw some pictures of you with like Molly and Alex. Was that trip? And Dash and stuff like that with some fans. Yeah, that's such a cool kind of like community there, and to meet some folks that watch you, it's got to be pretty surreal. Yeah,
we had that. We actually like arranged a meetup. We just said, "Oh, come to the 8080 tomorrow or something." Right. And it was really fun to actually meet a group of viewers and such. So I'll totally be up for doing that. Are you going to Star Wars Celebration next year?
You know, I probably won't. It's right around my daughter's birthday. Unless, yeah, I mean, I have a really good friend. One of my best friends lives in Chicago, so you know, I would stay with him. But I'm not too sure. I really don't know. If I do, we will 100% do a meetup. The mystery will be over, because I'm kind of fucking sick of this helmet thing, man.
You are? It must be so tough. Like when you go to a quick video, you have to edit with the helmet on, and that's like an extra layer of work. Basically.
Yeah, it's an entire extra layer of work. It's fun, you know. It used to be fun. The only problem I have now is, like, you know, I want to do some panels. I want to do some meetups. I want to. And you know, whenever I do like skits or little comedy parody videos, in my head, I always kind of write them with facial expressions in mind. I think the videos would be a lot funnier with facial expressions and not just some blank, you know, mask. But yeah, that's beside the point. But yeah. But
yeah, I think that's like, it's obviously it's always been a thing that you have a helmet on, but also I know one guy. Do you know Doom 49?
I've heard. Oh, he streamed the other day with everybody, right?
Yeah, exactly. He did, and I know he did his face reveal. I think it was just a few months ago actually, and before that he never showed it ever. Like whenever we did a vlog, he was like, "Oh, can you please cut it out?" and so on. So, and it's worked out well for him. So,
well, that's what I'm really impressed. Like that, there's kind of an unspoken rule that you don't do that to other YouTubers. You know, you don't show their face if they don't want it to, and it's just kind of a cool thing that people acknowledge and kind of go along with. It's just kind of neat. But
yeah, how was it that? Wait, you were at the launch event for Battlefront 2?
Yes, out in San Francisco.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. So were there any people vlogging there or such, or?
If they were, I didn't notice, to tell you the truth.
Okay.
I'm sure they were, but yeah, if they were, I didn't notice. But it was cool. It was a really cool event. Got to meet some people. It's just what blows my mind, man, is like there's YouTubers who have millions of subscribers and they're, you know, technically famous people, and I've never even heard of them. It's just such a cool, weird environment. But
yeah, that's how I feel all the time, especially in this Swedish community. Because I mean, since I speak English and do Star Wars, I don't really know a lot of Swedish YouTubers. And then I go to an event and I was like, "Oh my god, she has 1 million subscribers," which is a lot for Swedes. That's like 1/10 of our population.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I don't know who that is.
That's cool. But all right, so Battlefront. If there's one thing, I know this is probably just a too big of a question, but if there was one thing that you could change about the current game, what would it be?
Oof, one thing I could change.
Doesn't have to be just one thing. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, but it's tricky. I feel like if I could just add one thing that would actually add some type of longevity to the game, if it's just one thing, I would say private matches, just because private matches combine, or server browsers, like a combination, something that allows the community to be creative basically and just do whatever, like give them the options to, oh, you disable all these guns in this server, or only play with because I know it would just unlock unlimited potential. Oh,
absolutely. I mean, look at what you were playing just before we started this live stream, man. You were playing Counter-Strike. That game is almost 20 years old. More than 20 years old, almost. I think 98. I think it came out.
Yeah, it could be.
I don't know. And it's like, it has been around. It has gone through so many iterations. There's server browsers. People make their own content for it. And if you want your game to survive for, you know, years and years to come, you have to have that kind of, I don't know, the ability to modify servers at least, I think.
Yeah, I think that's why it survived so well. Like, I played Counter-Strike Condition 0 and 1.6, and like 90% of the servers I played on were like heavily modded. You had like to fly around and be invisible and all that kind of stuff.
Right. Yeah, those surfing maps. Do you remember those surfing maps?
Oh, yeah. I love surfing.
I used to build maps. I used to host my own server. And I always joke, like, this was in 2000, 2001, I think, and I'd get arrested nowadays, but I built a map of my old school, man. And we used to have like 30 kids from my school playing a map of the school that I made. And like nowadays, you'd go fucking straight to jail.
Yeah. But that's pretty funny though. Did you actually built a map from scratch?
It was pretty neat. Like, yeah. But anyway, all right, back to the weird questions. Well, not so weird, I guess. Who or what was the biggest influence for you starting your channel? Like, for me, it was Angry Video Game Nerd. So, was there a specific YouTuber or...
I would actually say that there was actually a YouTuber called Destiny Updates. Specifically, he stopped maybe 4 years ago. But it was him and, more console.
No,
that is
not familiar.
Basically similar news videos, but to Destiny as well. Like, I was into Destiny back then, and I was like, I really want to do a more serious channel where I keep people up to date to a game. And then they announced Battlefront 1, and I was like, okay, perfect. I'm gonna make a channel like these two guys, but I'm gonna do it about Battlefront instead.
Nice. So when did you make the channel? What year?
2013.
2013. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice, man. And so you made it. So the game was wait, the game was not announced at that time?
Yeah, it was announced. I made it about a week or two. I think it was in June they announced it with that hot teaser. And that's a few weeks after that, or just right after that, I made the channel.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Do you think there's going to be a Battlefront 3? Or do you get, you know...
Oh, it's like, I feel like... I mean, there's obviously been... I don't know how much you follow those leaks the last few days. Some of which are probably not real, some of which are... I feel like if they were to just stop after, you know, Geonosis and the large-scale game mode and say, oh, we're doing Battlefront 3, I don't think that's gonna work. They've messed up too much.
Yeah,
launches
you'd
now,
piss people off. Yeah, you'd piss a lot of people off for sure.
So I think they would either have to like continue another year with Battlefront 2 just to show, okay, we can do live service. We're sorry we screwed up. We're gonna do this. We might not make money, but we'll do it just to show you that we can, whatever. And then maybe release. I know they said in the earnings call something about making some parts of some of their shooters free to play. So like, I don't know if that was referring to some other game. It could be EA has a lot of shooters. But yeah, I don't know. Simply put, I don't think they're gonna make a straight up Battlefront 3. It would have to be something else. Support this game for multiple years or make something different.
Right. It's kind of like they might have backed themselves into a corner, you know, not wanting to put a Battlefront 3 out, but then also promising free DLC forever and ever for Battlefront 2. So like, you know, if you start releasing paid DLC, you're gonna piss a lot of people off. If you release a Battlefront 3, you're gonna have people go, "What? I thought you were gonna just, you know, update this game forever and ever." I don't know. Wow. Yeah,
because I feel like even if they do a Battlefront 3, there's not really enough content. Like if they went from the first to the second game, they added 2 new eras basically, and like a lot of stuff. So it was understandable in space battles. But now it's like, what else can they add? Maybe Galactic Conquest, but it's not like they have that much new stuff they can add to.
Sure. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But that goes into, what's your favorite era in Star Wars?
I'm gonna have to go with the prequel era.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. How about you?
Yeah, I'm original trilogy shill asshole fanboy. Yeah.
Wait, I don't know if but you kind of come around regarding the prequels a bit, right?
Yeah,
man. I remember, like, you just like when I was watching you many years ago, I know you really, I don't know if hate is the right word, but you really didn't like the prequels.
Yeah.
You pretty much didn't.
Yeah, I've never hated them. But to tell you the truth, man, what's kind of brought me around and smoothed my whole mentality out, it's not even just with Star Wars, it's just me in general. I'm just kind of a more mellow dude. But, you know, having this channel for 7 years now, there's kids that are like 18 years old that watch me now who were 11 years old when I started the channel, and they grew up with the prequels. They love the prequels, and, you know, now they watch me, and it's just kind of been neat to see this whole generation come up, hop on the internet, voice their opinion, and it's just, that's kind of what's mellowed me out a little bit with the prequels. Is I've actually heard people talk about them passionately now. So, does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely. And I think another thing for me that's helped a lot is like the Clone Wars series adds a lot more depth to the whole era as a whole. How far? Wait, you're still getting through Clone Wars now, right?
Yeah, I'm a little more than halfway through, so I got a little ways to go. Yeah, I'm almost
so
to.
I think you got a lot of good stuff left.
Yeah, I'm almost to the Umbara arc, which most people are super excited for me to get to. But yeah, I'm excited for it. But all right, what's your what? Go ahead.
No, I just want to. Hopefully, we'll be able to catch up before Season 7 releases.
Yeah. Dude, I wish we could do like, I don't know, viewing parties without getting copyright hit on YouTube. You know what I mean? Like that would be so awesome. But
maybe we could, now that we've actually done one sponsored thing with
you fucking chill. You fucking chill.
No, chill. Like now they've actually showed an interest of, okay, we want to work with some creators. Maybe we could do something. I mean, if like we would show it in such a small window that it's not gonna be worth watching us just if you want to see that. But if you want to sync it up, it would be worth it or something like that.
What's really cool about the sponsorship thing is, like, you are super critical of the game, but in a nice way. I am super critical of Star Wars, but in a nice way. And it's just neat to see them actually kind of, I don't know, have eyeballs on these YouTubers, and I don't know. I mean, obviously it's good advertising and stuff like that, and I don't know. It's not like they're just giving people sponsorships who just love every single thing and never have any criticism. You know what I mean? That makes sense.
Yeah, I like that a lot. That are actually willing to, I don't know, sponsor balanced YouTubers, if you can put it that way. They will say it like it is, both ways. Right.
All right. If you could have any job, what job would you want to have right now, other than what you're doing now?
Okay, so I have to pick another job. I can't do this.
No.
I think I would like to work. I mean, I don't know. I was seeing how tough it seems to be a community manager for Battlefront. I don't know if I would want that. I think I'd prefer to work with influencer marketing and like being a partner manager. Like for instance, my partner manager at my YouTube network seems to have a quite fun job. You know, I have meetings with all the YouTubers, help them plan stuff, work on sponsorships for them. I think I would like to work with something like that around YouTube. I know a lot of those people who do work with partner managers. They were YouTubers before, retired from that, and then they started working in the YouTube network instead.
That's really cool. That you'd be good at it. You'd absolutely be good at it. I've never even looked into a partnership or anything like that. Maybe I need to talk to you about that. I have zero idea.
Yeah, sure. If you want to talk, let me know. You're just like directly with AdSense for Google, right?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I'm happy with it. You know, it's like I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like overall, at least when I started 5 years ago, that wasn't very good. But right now, it's like it's not that much of a benefit to be in a network. I guess the main thing is that I don't get those kind of automatic claims as easily.
Okay, interesting.
But, I'm assuming you mute your music when you play, right? Like in game.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I've never gotten copyright. Yeah, I haven't gotten a strike in a very long time. Very long time.
Oh wait, have you gotten a strike at all?
Oh no. I guess I used the wrong terminology.
Claim.
Yeah, just a claim.
Fine. Yeah.
No. I'm usually
How about
pretty
you?
good.
I'm curious. What would you like to work with if you did?
Oh shit. Nothing in front of people like you want to do. I would rather just like sit in a cave and model some 3D characters or some shit like that. That's about it. I don't know.
By the way, how long have you been doing this full time?
Well, it was kind of ebbing and flowing. It's my main.
I never saw you. I don't remember you saying like, "Hey, now I'm going full time." You didn't do that, right? Or did you?
I do like 3 different things. I do like freelance graphic design and stuff like that, and then I do YouTube and I do some photography. So it's like, I guess it is technically my full-time gig, but it's a part of a bigger full-time gig, if that makes sense. Just a bunch of freelance. Okay, yeah. But I don't know. I like having a lot of shit going on. That's it. But yeah, if you had $1,000 to blow in the next 5 minutes, what would you spend it on?
5 minutes? Oh, yeah. I'd probably wait $1,000. So that's not enough for new graphics cards.
It's really not.
No, they're like. No, wait. Maybe this. It is. I would probably, if I had 5 minutes, I'd probably order. Yeah, it is enough. It actually is. I would probably order the new RTX 2080 Ti, or if not, if it's not enough, I would go to Sideshow
Collectibles.
What are they called? Collectibles, and order like 2 of those expensive ass but really cool collectibles.
Yeah, those are neat. I've always wanted. They have like a Greedo and Han bookend that I've always wanted. It's always like $500. I'm not gonna pay that shit. But
I bought the Palpatine one that's coming out in,
oh, nice.
I don't know. I was like, no, that's too expensive. I can't do that. And then everyone was like, hey, set a donation goal. I was like, come on, do it. Okay, fine. And then I hit the goal, and I was like, all right, if you guys pay for it, I'll buy it.
Nice. That's a way to do it. There you go. All right, so take me through a day in the life of Elliot from Battlefront Updates. What is your average routine when you wake up as a YouTuber?
Alright, so yeah, I'm so lazy that I would first of all wake up pretty late, probably 10 or 11. And then I'd probably like get up, and first thing I would just check emails, Reddit, Twitter, see if there's anything news right away, which it usually isn't that early. I'd respond to some emails for like an hour or 2, then I'd go grab lunch. And then in the afternoon, that's where I would decide, okay, is there no news today? I'll do a stream in the afternoon. If there are news, I'll do a video. And then I'll stream after dinner instead. And then usually, depending on which day it is, if it's like a Wednesday, I usually go to the bar or something in the evening or play badminton or something like that. But just an average day, that's kind of how it goes. Afternoon is either stream or video.
Okay, nice.
Dinner, and then after dinner, I'll stream or play with something else with friends.
Yeah, you do pretty long streams, right?
Yeah, about 3 hours is the average.
Shoo, man. That's long. I'd be hoarse and worn out. I know that sounds silly because you're just sitting there playing a game, but it's like,
yeah, but it is tough. Like, I don't know, the longest I've done I think is 16 hours in a row.
Fuck.
And that's like, yeah, you can do it once, but you don't. I'm kind of those people who stream 10 hours every day, like
that's crazy.
5 days a week. I don't know how they do it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, you know, if you're looking at it like a job, like a regular 9-to-5 job, I guess, you know, it'd be kind of the same thing, but I don't know. I don't know.
But yeah, usually it's always like, no matter if it's YouTube or obviously it's less preparing for stream if you have everything set up, but it's still usually some work around, whether it's graphic work or business or just social media to handle. So if you stream like 8 or 10 hours, that leaves no extra time for
videos
whatever
or anything. Yeah, absolutely. That's true. What was your first big video game love? What game got you into playing video games?
Oof. Whenever I get this question, I wish I could, like, I need to go back and look at the timeline of when I was playing what, because I can't really remember. I do know that one of the first games that I got really played a lot was Pokemon Red on the Game Boy Color. And also, there's also a Swedish game, I don't know if there's any Swedish people in the chat, called Mullemek. It's like, I don't know, you collect car parts and build stuff. But I guess the first, I would say probably the first game that I started playing a lot, that would be RuneScape. Probably.
Okay.
And that was when I was, I think, 9 or 10 years old.
Oh wow.
That's like, I just grinded the crap out of that.
Yeah. What year did that come out? RuneScape.
Well, I did the first version. There's been like classic, old school. There's been classic RuneScape, old school RuneScape, and then RuneScape 3. So I actually don't remember when the first one came out, but I think it was early
2001, I think it looks like.
Yeah, something like that.
Damn. Did you ever play Star Wars Galaxies?
No, I actually have not.
Yeah.
I didn't play as many Star Wars games as I should have as a kid. It was basically Battlefront 1, Battlefront 2 that I played the crap out of. Also, the Revenge of the Sith game, I played a lot, but not too much other Star Wars games.
Man, that's the same exact thing with me. Like, the only Star Wars games that I ever played as a kid were, like, Super Shadows, or not Super Shadows of the Empire, but Super The Empire Strikes Back, the Super Nintendo series, and then Shadows of the Empire and Rogue Squadron. Like, I played the original Battlefronts, but, you know, when they came out, I was still, like neck deep into Counter-Strike and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, Day of Defeat and all those games. So, for whatever reason, despite my love for Star Wars, I just didn't really get into them. I don't know why. Don't know why. But
yeah, that's the problem with that. I feel like, because right now everyone's like, oh, please, can you play this game on stream? And at least for me, when I play something that's like 10 or 15 years old, those games, they age well if you played them as a kid. Like, I love playing Battlefront 1 and 2, but if you play a game that's that old, it's not gonna feel as good as if someone who played it as a kid plays it.
100%.
I think that's the way. So that's the problem I have. Whenever everyone's like, this game is awesome, I played it as a kid, and I go play it, and I'm like, I don't know, it's not that good.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. Completely. I tried to play Republic Commando like a month ago, and I sucked so bad. It was the first time like I ever fired it up. Oh my god, it was embarrassing. And yeah, I should have practiced before it. But like, yeah, I don't have that nostalgia for it, and it's kind of tough going back to some of these older games. Yeah, like you said, if you didn't play them as a kid. But,
yeah, exactly. I think that's yeah, like RuneScape. Just, I mean, if you look at how RuneScape looks now, 2018, it literally looks like shit graphics. It's so bad.
Right.
But like, it is something about, I don't know how they managed to consistently grow, because I thought, okay, they're gonna get all the old people, old players back. That's understandable. But how do you attract new players when your game looks like that?
Sure. Yeah. There's a game called Ultima Online that I played the shit out of when I was a kid. And it's similar and kind of like top-down graphics as RuneScape. Wait, RuneScape is top-down, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah.
I saw some people in the chat saying, "Do they answer questions now?" But yeah, I'll be glad to take questions from the chat.
Oh yeah,
as well,
definitely,
right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If you see any, let me know. Sorry guys, this is literally the first time I've ever had a guest on a live stream. Working out the kinks. But yeah, we'll check out some questions here. But if you could, like, what's the one type of Star Wars game you want, like, you know, EA to make? What? I
mean, honestly, I think if I would like something that's, I would say Destiny about Star Wars, where it's still a shooter in its core, where like if you like a shooter, you're gonna enjoy it, but you don't need to be this hardcore multiplayer. You can go around, you can go around in an open world, you can kill AI and you get loot, you get gear for your character. You can go and do raids or what are called, strikes, like basically co-op missions.
Right.
And those will actually matter. It's not just gonna be like a tacked on arcade, but you can also, if you want to play PvP multiplayer. So like, I think something like that would be my ideal game. Where I don't know if I would. It would probably not be Battlefront, but it wouldn't hurt if they used the Battlefront core shooter mechanics. But something that allows you to build something. Because right now it's like there's not really any interesting progression in Battlefront 2.
Yeah, that's my dream thing is like a Skyrim style Star Wars game, but I would love, as much as I have bitched about Destiny and, you know, the repetition of it, I would love that. That is a dream game for me right there. Just kind of having a MMO elements in a big multiplayer game. It'd be so much fun. Why do you think they're not putting out more games? Do you have?
I don't know. I feel like it seems. I mean, just seeing how much issues there's been with the Battlefront games for multiple reasons. It seems like just working with all these parties like Lucasfilm, Disney, EA, and then whatever developer it is, and making sure it's up to standards. And I don't know. I've got a feeling they probably have a lot of games in the works. But I mean, now it's been what, 5 years since the license. They got a license, and there's been 2 games released, and I guess the third one next year. I think obviously it does take, if you want to do a good game, it does take 2 or 3 years minimum for a AAA game. But I don't know. It's tough to say.
Yeah, it could just be like even growing pains, you know. Disney acquired the franchise. They gave the license to EA. They're kind of nervous to put stuff out. They don't really know, you know, what they want to do. I mean, and they have a big emphasis on canon, so maybe they don't have the whole canon worked out, and they don't want to release a game that's, I don't know. Fun for me always trumps canon. Fun always comes before canon. If I want to have Luke Skywalker on fighting in the battle, you know, in Geonosis, I want that. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, that's, I don't know. I remember that before the launch of Battlefront 2. Everyone was like, oh my god, crosshair arrows. And I was like, who cares? You guys want to carry them out. Oh my god, fucking EA shill. It's like, yeah. I remember that, and I was like, okay, a month after launch, I told you so, no one would care. Like, you play Ray on Naboo, no one cares.
Right.
It's like you said, I prefer fun over canon as well.
Yeah, 100%. Aiden Lagan, we'll do our first little viewer question here. Do you both think Do you both think some people have rose-tinted glasses when saying the OG Battlefronts are better than the new ones? I'll let you go first.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I mean, I even had that myself. When I went back to stream it, I was like, I mean, it's pretty fun because I remember this stuff, but it's not that good. I guess it's not really a fair comparison either, because for its time, maybe those games were better for its time. But if you go to someone who hasn't played either of them and say, you can play these 2 games, which one do you prefer? There's no one who's gonna say the old games.
Oh yeah. 100%. 100%. Yeah. It wouldn't even be close. If you gave like a 13-year-old kid right now both games, they wouldn't. Yeah. Nobody would pick 2003, 2005 Battlefront.
Exactly. No. So that's the tricky thing.
Yeah. Nostalgia is kind of a double-edged sword there. Like, people get too entrenched into the things that they loved as a kid that they don't want things to kind of ebb and flow, and they don't want new stuff, or they want everything new to be just like the old thing that they played as a kid. It's kind of a trap. But
yeah, that's what happens when you take a franchise that has the same thing with like Battlefield. People just go, oh, it was better before, it was better. Like, even now, some people are saying that Battlefront 2015 was better than this game just because I don't understand. I can see some arguments to it because it's a lot more arcadey and so on. So if you prefer that, fine. But people just go out straight out and say, no, the last game was better. It's like, no, it wasn't.
Do you think they should have? Do you think they kind of like made a mistake of continuing the Battlefront series? Should they named it something different?
I don't know. I felt this could really have been I mean, it is a good Battlefront game now, but if it would have launched like it did, let's say if you took how it looked in March and that would have been how it launched, I think people would actually have said, dang, this is a really good Battlefront game. They did it justice. Oh, maybe the campaign didn't have the best twists, but like, if you look at the actual complaints, I think this would have been a solid, high-rated Battlefront game if we would have just taken away that stupid progression system.
Yeah, that kind of they shot themselves in the foot at the beginning there with that. Anton asks, what do you guys like most about being a YouTuber?
I don't know. I think this kind of stuff, like just sitting, that's why I've started streaming more and more. I just like interacting directly with people. A video is one thing, but I love streaming because you get to interact directly with people. And then of course, being a YouTuber, and you're your own kind of boss. It's nice. Like, oh, do you want to sleep in today? Yeah, go ahead. Oh, do you want that? Okay, sure. Like,
yeah. It's also kind of nerve-wracking. I don't know about you, but it can be kind of nerve-wracking because, like, there's no security in it. There's no structure to it. You know, everything kind of ebbs and flows. I don't know. I get kind of nervous sometimes. Like, I was out of town for 2 weeks, and that's just kind of like dead zone. But
oh yeah, same thing happened for me when I went on vacation this summer, and I was like, oh, just going away a week or something, it's so hard.
Yeah.
And I feel if you're not like one of these, I think both of us are kind of in this level where we can just make it full time. Versus if you have someone who gets 10 million views a month, it's like, okay, they can go away for even a month and they'll still make enough money.
Right. Yeah, it can be a little nerve-wracking, especially with the baby. Like, I got to stay up super late, wake up early, and just rub my eyes and drink coffee and just work. But all right, Martin, what is this going to say? Do you think people on the internet act like whiny children, whilst they would never say the same things in real life? Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Like people that, 100%. Yeah, I had to reread your question there for a second, Martin. I didn't really quite understand it. But, yeah, there's this weird thing, like, on Twitter especially, where people just kind of, I don't know, throw up middle fingers and instantly fucking hate you. And
yeah, it's like you wouldn't go up and to developer, at least I hope so, in real life, and you say some stupid shit to their face. Like, you wouldn't do that. So, like, no. I think it's just anonymity on the internet and everything just makes it worse. Yeah,
100%, says the guy in a Stormtrooper helmet who nobody knows who is. But yeah, it's kind of, I don't know. It's a bummer, but I don't know. The positivity definitely outweighs the negativity, I think. But what I already asked you what like the most egregious. Well, are there any big, like, rumors circulating right now? And granted, these are just rumors, so nobody listened to, you know, Elliot about them being true, but I'm just curious. Because I'm not up to date with the news like you are.
Okay, I guess, I mean, those of you who've seen my last two videos, that you know, but, like, there was a guy who came out and leaked, like, the entire plan for the next year, and everyone was like, this doesn't sound right. So I guess the only, I would say, legitimate that's worth paying attention to is the guy who leaked a lot of stuff before the launch. He came back yesterday from like 10 months absence, and he hinted towards like Ahsoka and Ventress, like very, I don't know, he kind of like winky face on Reddit basically, and talked about, I don't remember what else he talked about. So he made it sound like, well, this question I was like, okay, is there going to be anything, well, are they committed to Battlefront 2? And he said yes, this shouldn't end with Geonosis. That's what he said in a Reddit comment. So he doesn't seem like he's 100% up to date, but he's definitely like he's not just some random dude. He leaked probably like 10 posts before launch with everything from beta details to alpha details to story details. So I don't know. I hope that it's to some degree right and that there will be stuff beyond what they've already announced.
Do you think a lot of it is, you know, on Reddit, people cop on and just like, because I'm always surprised about what people will believe just from someone with a Reddit handle and a keyboard. You know what I mean? Like, what do you think it is about people just instantly believing stuff? I don't get it.
I don't know. I think probably part of it is just they want to believe because they're like, oh, we want some positivity, so let's believe this. But also, I don't know really. I think it's people's good nature to trust people. Like that's the first thing you'll do. Okay, I'll trust you.
That's a good way to look at it. Yeah.
And then maybe I shouldn't have trusted you, you know? And sometimes it can be something like, I know there was a lot of fake leaks when someone just posted like a picture of Grievous and they were like, okay, this is my proof. And I was like, oh my God, this leak is true. And then you start doing some reverse image searches and it's like a random model from Google. So it's not something. But yeah, I think it's just people want to believe that it's true, and also people tend to trust more than you don't trust. But I think Reddit, at least the Battlefront subreddit, is learning now. They implemented some new rules just a few days ago, and because people are getting tired of fake leaks all the time.
Yeah. Huh. What was the last book that you read?
I I've been so lazy with writing. I would say the last book I didn't finish it yet though, which is the Darth Plagueis novel.
Oh, okay.
But I've been so lazy with. But the last book I finished, or the last book series, is from a Swedish author called Lars Wildering. I don't know if that's available in English, but in short, it's like the first book is about some type of nano powder-ish that appears out of nowhere and starts breaking down all the technology in the world. So everything from cars to electricity to nuclear power plants, everything just breaks down. So it kind of goes back to not Stone Age, but like it goes back a lot. And then the next two books build on that, and you get to learn the source and everything like that. So
is that a weapon that somebody devised, or is that?
I don't know if I should spoil that.
Oh yeah, don't spoil it. Don't spoil
it. In case, because it's kind of, the entire first book is pretty much a mystery. No one knows where it comes from, and all you know is that if you get in touch with that powder, it'll break everything down. Basically.
Okay, I see. Huh. All right, Desert Island. You pick 3 movies to bring with you.
Oh.
I know I'm putting you on the spot.
Okay, so I'm just gonna 3 movies. I would probably say Avengers: Infinity War. I feel like I have to say one Star Wars movie.
Nah,
at
you
least.
don't have to. You don't have to.
I feel like what other movies do I think I can't pick exactly which one, but one of the Quentin Tarantino movies. I really love those.
Okay.
I'd probably take either Django or Inglourious Bastards. I feel like I would, if I pick 3 super action heavy movies, I would probably regret that when I'm there. I would like I'm trying to think of a third more like serious movie that's really good. Ooh, what could I take? What was some good movies I watched? Maybe, well, that's, what's it called? About that movie where his girlfriend's parents are like insane, and they transfer the conscious to the people they capture. I don't know if you know which one that is. Anyone in the chat, do you know which one I'm talking to? It came out like 1 or 2 years ago.
I have no idea.
I think that wasn't the best explanation. Get Out, yes, that's the one Apple targeted. Get Out.
Oh yeah.
No, not the best description.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. That was good. That was creepy. Yeah, everybody got it. Get out. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
But
Battlefront updates.
Bick Mitchum. Oh, nice, Bick. Is it okay for a grown man to wear Star Wars underwear asking for a friend? I get nobody knows except for you, I suppose. So I suppose it's okay.
Yeah, I would say it's okay. I don't think I actually have any. I have Star Wars socks though. I have like Porg socks.
Yeah, I have Ewok socks. I did have a pair of Chewbacca boxers, but I don't know. But Big Mitchum, he's the whole reason. Like, he gave me the idea to invite people on a Lightspeed Lounge. So he's pretty much the whole reason. Yeah, he was like, "Why don't you have people on Lightspeed Lounge? You can, do a little podcast with it." So he's pretty much the whole reason this is existing right now.
Oh, awesome! Yeah, I was on his channel for a couple of, I think was it earlier this year or last year, for like a podcast / interview. It was great.
Yeah, he's a really good interview. I could probably take some pointers from him. But yeah, I'm trying to think what else is going on with oh, let's see, one more question. This is, I guess, is a weird one. You have to answer it if you don't want to. What do or did, if they're retired, your parents do for a living?
They both work within IT.
Oh, okay.
So like, well, my dad works as a COBOL programmer, and my mom works, I don't know what her title is, but like IT stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
So they're both like, IT basically. That's what I studied as well. I studied game development before I started doing this.
Oh, nice. That's kind of what I was going to school for, computer animation and a little bit of game development too. But yeah, I was a little too immature to finish that shit. I was pretty young. But that's cool. So that's kind of what birthed your love for computers and gaming and all that. You're interested in that, I suppose?
Yeah, I guess so. I've always been interested in that. Wouldn't say I'm the most, like, coding was something I took one course at, I don't know if it's called high school in English, when like after 9th grade, those 3 years after that, I took one course and I was like, man, coding is not as hard as I thought it was gonna be. Like if you like to think logically, it made a lot of sense, and so I decided to do that in university, and I was like completely okay. I could, when I think it was the last year or so in university, I was like, all right, I can easily do a coding job because it's fun, but if I can make my channel big enough to do it full time, that would be even better.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Nice. That's one aspect of the creative realm I have zero desire. I just feel like my brain would explode. I don't know. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, I don't think I'm creative enough. So I would instead be like, I would rather have, okay, that obviously not a, we always have opinions about the game, what they could do and such, and sometimes when we're guest game changers, you get to see the game early and such, which is fun. But I don't know if I could. I kind of like if someone said, "Hey, solve this, make a good code for it." Like,
right.
Yeah.
Man, Psychotic. Hey, Greedo, and Battlefront updates. My birthday is Friday, and since I will be out of town that day, probably the same as you, Greedo, just thought I'd say that now. Well, happy early birthday, Psychotic. Thanks for the super chat. Yeah, I know I've completely missed some super chats, but I'll get to them after. Well, let's see. Caretaker wanted. Awesome seeing you two interviewing. Sully Hogs. My heart goes out to Bick Mitchum. Oh, Beck. Beck is a mod in your chat, I think, right?
No, Beck. No, it's a regular. Beck is a regular. I don't think it's not a mod.
Okay. Who would you want to make Star Wars games if EA can't?
Like a lot of people say, oh, take away the license from EA and give it to someone else. I don't want that because if all the games that they're probably working on would just be removed. So I would prefer if they decided to, okay, EA, you can do your stuff, but you're gonna get some competitors. So now you're gonna really step up your game. So they could for instance give Rockstar, Red Dead Redemption. That's Rockstar, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Yeah. So like give them a chance to do a fully fledged open world Star Wars game, and then maybe like Ubisoft could do a single player game. You know, I think that would be the best way to do it, where okay, this company is really good at doing these kind of games, so you guys are gonna get to do a Star Wars game like that.
Yeah, that's kind of to me the dream scenario. You know, you have a little competition. I even want some random like kind of independent developers to have just be able to make like an RTS Star Wars game on Steam or something like that. You know, just like there's so much innovation kind of in that independent indie game developer realm that you could do some really interesting stuff. But yeah, I mean, I feel like they probably have a very strict, like Lucasfilm and Disney, they want control of every single piece of every little game. So it would be fun if they just had some type of program where people can make their indie games if they want to, and then they can like pitch them to them like a demo or something, and they'll say, okay, so this is pretty good, but you gotta change this and this for it to be like, I don't know, canon or something we can represent. Something we can Screw that.
It doesn't have to be canon, but at least represent. I don't know. I wouldn't want that, but I feel like we were never gonna get past that. Where I can imagine every single detail of. I mean, obviously, Battlefront 2 is based off stuff we already know most of it. But for the new Fallen Order game, they've probably like been every little stone on every planet and every way the. I don't know. They've confirmed it's a lightsaber wielder, right? Or Jedi at least.
I think so. Yeah.
Like every little way they move would have to be canon, you know, because that's going to be canon material. That's going to be probably some books or something that ties into it. So
right, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wish they were a little more loosey goosey with the license and let other people kind of make some stuff. Star Wars.
Yeah, they could just. Yeah, they have a title for it. Like, yeah, it is a canon game that will represent the actual Star Wars universe. Here's a Star Wars game that someone went crazy. It's not going to be like canon, but play it. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, that's it. It'll be like the Legends of the video game, I suppose. Like Star Wars.
Exactly.
Yeah. Tom Davis says, Greedo, you Disney Jags Florida shill. Appreciate that, Tom. Nick the Geek, getting that early chat in. Oh, sorry, Nick. How's it going, everyone? I'll be sure to rejoin the stream after school. Catch you later. By the way, nice win for the Jags. You don't watch any American football, do you, Elliot?
No.
Yeah. All right, let's see. AT chat. Hey, guys. Great seeing you two collab together. What's your biggest gripe with Battlefront 2?
Right now, biggest gripe. It's hard to take one gripe, but I think it's like probably goes back to the one thing I would like to change, where if they obviously haven't put out as much content as everyone wanted. Why not let us do it? Put up a fully controllable server browser where you can just control everything around the game mode, and that would be like you could make 1,000 different game modes of only this blaster, only that grenade, and it feels like there is so much. I guess that's an overall gripe of the entire game. There's so much untapped potential still with this game, and that's like just a big gripe for me. Where if they say, okay, we're gonna do stuff in 2019, great. If they say, no, we're done with this game, that's just gonna be like, really, you build this entire thing and then you just don't use the full potential, you know?
The full potential, yeah. I mean, the full potential is, to me, in video games, at least PC games, is in the community. The full potential, you know? And yeah, just, I've never understood. I guess it goes to like the tight lock and key on the license, you know? EA likes to have a tight lock and key on their games, maybe, and they don't want a lot of modifications and stuff like that. It just really bums me out, because I'm being completely selfish here. I want a Hello Greedo Battlefront 2 server, and I want to make my own goddamn maps. Those are my two things that I want.
Yeah, exactly. Imagine, like, how good would that be for the community? Oh, we have a Hello Greedo night tonight or whatever. You have your server up. Everyone can just browse for it. You've set your... Tonight we're doing, I don't know, 20 versus 20 bosks or something. Like, just like ridiculous things that would... There's no downside to it.
No,
other
not
than
at
the
all.
fact that they would have to develop it, and they would have to be like, okay, we'll let them control it.
I would assume they already have
modding
it.
Is,
oh, sorry.
Yeah, like modding is another. Modding is taking it one step further, and I fully agree on modding. But just the simple part of letting us have our own server with our own control feels like a basic thing, you know?
I feel like they already have the scaffolding built too in other games that they have, you know. I can't imagine it would be that maybe, I mean, you know, I'm talking out of my ass. I don't know how difficult any of this stuff is, but in my dumb brain, I can't imagine it would be that difficult to transfer like a Battlefield server browser to a Battlefront, you know, game.
Yeah,
it's probably really fucking hard, and I'm sound like an idiot right now.
Yeah, I don't know. It's probably harder than we think.
Yeah.
But I think the problem is that, like, the core community or the main community for this game is very casual. They just want to go and click play, and then it's done. So if they see to how high percentage of the player base that would benefit from a a feature like that, it might not be worth the development time.
That's true.
I still think it would, because then the game could live on for pretty much forever. But I don't know. I see both sides, but I still think they did a mistake. I mean, we had private matches in the last game, not a server browser, so you still had to invite them through your friend list. But that was still, you still had these fun games where you could do like, I know I did Hero Hunt servers on streams and things like that. But now you can't do that.
Right. And yeah, with the server browser, to me, like, me being there isn't necessarily that important. Just having a Hello Greedo place where people can come and hang out and play some games together. It just sounds like a cool idea. But I like, for Battlefront 2015, for 2 years leading into it, I was like, guys, I'm going to make a server, and we're going to host a server. It's going to be awesome. And I just made video after video after video about how awesome it was going to be to host our own server and play, you know, together with everybody. And then it was announced that there was no server browser. It was just like somebody just stepped on my heart. Everything that I was looking forward to, everything I was looking forward to just came crashing down.
But yeah, that goes back to what you said about like the whole building a community around the game. Like it's a better community now than it was half a year ago, and there's been a lot of more like regular communication and whatnot. But it's still a lot of things missing. And I think, like you said, having a game that consistently, I don't know, has community events and things like that, it makes the game live on.
Yeah, 100%. Ryan Harp says, on the day that picture I tweeted to you was taken, I was finally the rebel spy on Star Oh, hi, Elliot. Oh, nice. Okay. Ryan Harp, I guess, went to Disney World and went on Star Tours. Nice, man. Sully Hogs, should they reopen LucasArts?
I feel like, I mean, LucasArts actually developed the games, right? They weren't just like a publisher for it, if I recall correctly. So I don't know I think that it would be good with a separate Star Wars, like a division that handled, because now maybe they have a gaming division within Lucasfilm, I don't know, but like a specific part that just focused on that.
Yeah.
I don't think it necessarily needs to be LucasArts only doing. Let the studios that are specialized in specific stuff do that, but make their job easy. Don't, because right now it at least feels like it could be a bit of a hurdle working back and forth with Lucas on every little thing.
Sure. Yeah.
Like have a team at, let's say LucasArts, let's say have a team there with full power to take executive decisions, and then okay, these guys are working on a new game. Put 5 of them in their studio on location that can represent Lucasfilm and let them do their job without having to like call back and forth all the time and check things and things like that.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. Have an in-house team making video games. I don't know, but that's I'm I don't really know enough about the LucasArts. That I really don't know much about that side of the video game world, so I can't really comment on it. But let's see. Greedo, why is Lego Star Wars so amazing? The Apple Tard.
Was that Apple Tard? Yeah, I knew it was Apple Tard. He talks about Lego Star Wars all the time on my stream. I felt so bad saying like I don't really like it. And he's like always about Lego Star Wars.
That's funny. I've only played like the I don't know, the saga one. I suck so bad at those games, man. Like you give me a Portal puzzle and I kick its ass. You give me a Lego puzzle that's made for a 6-year-old, I fucking stumble and I suck so bad. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But I don't know. They're silly. I can see why they're fun.
Yeah, definitely. I can see the charm in them. I've only played the Force Awakens one.
Okay.
That was the first one I played. So again, that might have been the same thing where if I would have played all the other Lego games, I might have enjoyed it more. But
right.
I'm a single. To me, I've always been more of a multiplayer person. So if it's gonna be a single player game, it's better be really good for me to sit down and play through the entire game.
Yeah, I'm the same way, man. Like I have an endless like a drawer full of Xbox One games that I've played 2 hours of just because they're single player games, and I think I'm gonna beat them, and I never play them, and I just always go back to multiplayer stuff. But
yeah,
I don't know why. But all right, man. I'm conscious of your time and my time as well, and I'll let you go here. But I really appreciate you hopping on and doing this with me. This was a fun little experiment. I hope you enjoyed yourself.
Yeah, this was great. I would love to do more of this, whether it's more streams or we do some podcasts or just anything like this. It's fun. Yeah, man. And I hope I wasn't too awkward. You're my first ever guest. So no. This is great.
But all right, guys. Battlefront updates. I put some links down in the video description below. Check out his channel. But most of you already subscribe, right? If you don't, go subscribe. Do it. But all right, man. I really appreciate you tuning in, hanging out with me, and until next time.
All right. Take care.
Take it easy, man. See you later.
See ya.
Bye. All right, guys. In the chat. That was fun, man. That was fun. That was the first ever, yeah, Lightspeed Lounge with a guest. That was pretty cool. I really enjoyed myself. Elliot is really the sole reason that I ever started streaming. You know, I sent him a few DMs maybe like 2 years ago, and I asked him, you know, just give me a basic list of what programs I need. You know, I don't want you to go into too much detail. Just, you know, I don't want to take too much of your time. But he sent me like a lot of really helpful information about programs and all sorts of stuff. And then, yeah, I have him to thank. I really have him to thank. But, yeah, guys. Did I miss any super chats? I apologize to the folks who super chatted. You know, I turned off the notifications on my end just because I wanted to, you know, have the chat kind of free flow. But yeah, work out some kinks for this for the next Lightspeed Lounge with a guest, and we'll see where it goes next time. Yeah. He's an awesome streamer. Glad you invited him as a first guest, Fred. Yeah, man, he's a good dude. Really good dude. Who's next? I don't know. I'd love to have like Alex and Molly from Star Wars Explained, or really anybody. I'm not that great of a YouTuber when it comes to knowing other YouTubers. But yeah, we'll see. I'm curious. Can you guys hear the music at all? At all? Like, was it way too quiet? Just curious. Stuckman. There we go. Get Stuckman. Oh, I'd love to have Dash Star. Yeah. Oh yeah, old HG forum. It's still on the website, I believe. I haven't logged into that in a couple years. Can I interview PewDiePie? All right. It was quiet, a bit too quiet. Okay. Well, maybe I'll bump up the music for next time. Very quiet. Okay. We want Stuckman. I see you, Sully.
We want Stuckman.
I might, yeah, maybe I'll message him. That'd be a pretty big get. Used to DM a few times back and forth with him. Pre The Last Jedi, post Rogue One. Nice guy. All right, guys. I'm hopping off. This was fun. First ever Lightspeed Lounge with a guest. And I hope you enjoyed yourself as well. Big thanks goes to Elliot from Battlefront Updates for hanging out with me for an hour, taking an hour out of his day to talk to this dummy. But, alright guys, until next time, enjoy the music. See ya.